Have you ever felt like you have been working hard for years, yet you are not seeing the results you want in life? Take the story of Maurice for example. He started doing stand-up comedian when he was just 15 years old, performing at small clubs with hardly any recognition. For over a decade he was worked tirelessly, often doing shows with little to no pay, constantly grinding while facing rejection after rejection. At times he nearly gave up, questioning whether his big break would ever come. He wondered what if his dream was just an illusion. But he kept on going, showing up day after day, honing his craft. And now, finally 10 years later, he is selling out the biggest theaters and went crazy viral online while his career is finally taking off. And it wasn't instant success, but persistence paid off. Matt's journey illustrates that even when success doesn't come overnight, consistency and hard work can lead to significant results. Just like building wealth, it's often about sticking with your plan long enough to see it pay off. And of course, there are examples from really young people in their 20s buying a simple coin and become millionaire overnight. But what if you're not that lucky? So stay tuned because I'm going to show you how to build up your wealth to 100k guaranteed and why your net worth can snowball once you hit that milestone. But that's just the beginning. After analyzing hundreds of wealthy people, I've discovered that persistence isn't just the only trick that transforms their lives. There are four other powerful strategies they use to maximize their success and build their wealth the smart way. Now, let's discuss the second factor, the power of compound interest. This is often called the eighth wonder of the world. So, why is this so powerful? Because it allows your money to grow exponentially over time, meaning you can earn interest not just on your initial investment, but also on the interest that accumulates. And one of the most famous examples of someone who understood the power of compound interest is Albert Einstein. He once said, compound interest is the most powerful force in the universe. So, to illustrate this, consider the story of Warren Buffett, one of the most successful investors in history. Buffett began investing at a young age, and through the principle of compound interest, he turned a relatively small initial investment into a multi billion dollar fortune. For instance, if you invested just $1,000 in the S&P 500 index at the time Buffett started investing and you left it untouched for decades, that investment could grow to over $1 million today thanks to compound interest. The key takeaway here is that the earlier you start investing, the more time you give your money to compound. Just as Buffett's fortune grew over time through constant investments, you too can harness the power of compound interest to significantly increase your wealth. So, if you are looking to build your net worth, remember that the magic of compounding works best when you start early and stay committed. Your financial future is like planting a tree. The best time to start was 20 years ago, but the second best time is now. Then we go into the third factor. And a lot of people already know this, but they don't act on it. But what I've seen is that the wealthy people use this trick time and time again, and it's the only way to outsmart the 9 to 5 industry. So, successful investing requires discipline, often pushing you to go against your natural instincts. And in today's world, where information is just a click away, we are constantly bombarded by advertisements, news, and social media, all influencing our perceptions and decisions. And it's no surprise that we face overwhelming stimulation from these sources, leading to negative effects on our mental well being. For instance, a recent investigation by the Wall Street Journal revealed that Facebook was aware of the mental health risks associated with its Instagram app, but chose to keep those findings hidden. Their internal research indicated that Instagram worsened body image issues for 1 in 3 teenage girls, and that's 33%. Additionally, many young users associate the app with feelings of anxiety and depression. And unfortunately, this impact isn't limited to teenagers. I've experienced it personally as well. In a time when we are bombarded with news and information, this overstimulation often drives people to make poor investment decisions. Many people often act on emotions and listen to poor advice from so called experts on social media. And they tend to buy when the market is performing well and sell when panic sets in. Unfortunately, this kind of advice can undermine your long term wealth significantly. This issue isn't limited to social media, it also occurs within the industry itself. When comparing, for example, the worst and the best asset managers within the same risk profile in any given year, I've observed difference in returns of 50% or more, and that is really insane. Wealthy investors are aware of this dynamic. They strategically buy during periods of market turmoil and maintain their holdings, resisting the urge to act out of boredom or emotion. So, investing is composed of 5% intellect and 95% of temperament. So, mastering your emotions is crucial for long term success. Talking of game changers, let's start with the fourth trick that wealthy people use to build their fortunes. And it blows my mind that not more people are talking about this because it's genius. Now, first, let's talk about the skill of capital. This concept is crucial to understand why wealth accumulation accelerates once you hit that certain threshold. Investing larger amounts results in proportionally larger returns. To put it simple, the more you invest, the more significant your returns will be. For instance, let's say you invest $1,000 with a 10% annual return. After 1 year, your investment grows to $1,100, giving you a profit of $100. Now, if you invest $10,000 at the same 10% return, after 1 year, your investment grows to $11,000, resulting in a profit of $1,000. And if you invest $100,000 with a 10% return, after 1 year, your investment grows to $110,000, yielding a profit of $10,000. Your investment, the risks, and the period are the same in all three cases, but the profits are significantly different. This demonstrates how scaling capital allows for high returns on a larger amount of your money. And that's why reaching that 100k milestone is crucial. Once you get there, the path to wealth accumulation becomes significantly easier. And I've seen it by myself and by clients time and time again. Now, you are probably wondering what exactly people are doing to achieve wealth. Let me explain this with trick number 5. Because many people tend to spend more as their income rises. But instead of upgrading your lifestyle with every raise, keep your expenses in check and invest the differences. The key is to avoid lifestyle creep. So invest early and start with small amounts. Early investing builds a solid foundation and allows you to benefit from compound interest from the get go. For instance, if you invest $200 per month for 35 years at 10% annual return, your total investment of $84,000 will grow to approximately $759,000 thanks to compound interest. So focus on consistent investing habits and use the stock market as a tool to multiply your wealth over time. Now, you might be wondering how to achieve an 8 to 10% return on your investments. If you are ready to take it to the next step, in this video, I will reveal my strategies that have historically delivered impressive returns, perfect for skyrocketing your wealth. I will break it down in an easy to understand way so you can achieve your 100k milestone faster and be financially successful. And remember, it is all about taking smart decisions.